Welcome back to the 𝒲𝒽𝒾𝓁𝒾𝓄𝒾𝓽𝒻 Chronicles podcast. It's your girl, Cubana Kiss, and I have two lovelies joining me today for a different type of episode. I got Miss Waston from Breakfast at 6 again.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl, hey. And I got Miss Rosie from the Rosey Perspective Podcast. What's up, mamas?
Hey, girl.
Yes. So today, we're going to talk about sex. Like, it's just what it is. But before we get into this, we can only sing a little bit. You know, they be trying to charge us for the music and shit. So before we jump into that, though, I do want to give you ladies the opportunities to tell people about yourselves and your business. I'm going to start with Rosie. Girl, tell who you are.
All right, I'm Rosie. I have the Rosey Perspective Podcast. Keep the shirt. So I started the podcast about 3 months ago. Basically, we talk about relationships. We have after dark episodes where we talk about sex as well. I've had Cubana Kiss on, which was wonderful. And I usually have some guys on to give their male perspective. And we just talk about a whole bunch of shit on there.
I love the podcast. You and Tia and everybody. You having me cracking up. And Miss Waston, if you nasty, from Breakfast
Hey,
at 6.
I like that.
Yes, girl. Tell me about Breakfast at 6 and everything you got going on.
I love that. I'm going to use that tagline next. So I'm Sarah Waston. I am a repeat offender on Cubana Kiss now.
Yes.
I am a lingerie designer for my company named Breakfast at 6. Breakfast at 6 is all about just serving it up. Like serving up the sex, serving up the sensuality, serving up, taking care of yourself, and anybody else who's around you with that lingerie is a benefactor. So that's me. I make lingerie from sizes XX to 4X. So I'm all about size inclusivity and making every woman feel like her body is just a freaking temple, because it is.
That's dope.
I love it. The last time Sarah was on, we talked about that, like on her website and stuff. Like, it is not your normal thin Victoria's Secret model. Like, she got the extra smalls and she got the BBWs, and I love it. And I was like, girl, this is everything.
Yeah.
So
I have to check it out. That's cool.
Yes, I love
it. A lot of plus size women do get forgotten. So the fact that you have everything for everybody, that's good.
Everything for everybody. Like this bodysuit I have, you said peep the shirt. I have this bodysuit on, and it's all sold out now, but it did go from extra small to a 3X. So
yes, honey.
I have anything for anybody. Anybody can get it.
I just got my package, and I'm gonna let y'all. I can't post no pictures in it, but I'm waiting. I know. So we're definitely gonna talk about sex, and the topics that we're gonna talk about just gonna be thrown out there. They're not gonna come in any particular order. Whatever flowing is just we're gonna ever flow. So speaking of lingerie, how y'all get yourself in the mood when y'all really ain't in the mood, but he is?
You want to start, Rosie, or me?
I mean, I'll start. I don't know. I don't be having that problem. A bitch always in the mood. I'm like, let me see. I mean, I'm thinking about like if I have an attitude or something, but it don't take that much. I mean, he just fill up on me, and I'm already in the mood. So
let's go. Waterworks.
No problem. How about you?
Stay ready. Stay ready. Okay, so besides lingerie, for me, and this might be strange because I'm a little domestic, but like if I have a clean space, a clean aura, clean energy, all of that just kind of piles on to me being in the mood. Otherwise, like if the environment and everything around me is kind of like just jumble, like it looks like stuff that I have to do and take care of, that puts me like in Cinderella mode.
Right. So, I gotta clean first to be beautiful.
Right. So what gets me in the mood is like really just like feeling like everything that I walk around is like my layer, and I could do it anywhere with freedom, and there it is. So it doesn't necessarily have to,
girl.
Yeah, because not me. Let me tell y'all, I'm the in between both of y'all. Like I ain't never just always in the damn mood. It's just what it is. I be tired between running back and forth, basketball, all of that stuff. But I like the spontaneity behind it. But I feel like at this point, I'm an old Chevy. You gotta warm this girl up. Like, it can't be no just straight up in there.
I know.
I'm a box Chevy. You got to start it. Come on, baby, because I can't do it. So it takes a little minute. Like, and then too, like, my son, I just moved, and my master bedroom isn't ready yet. So I'm in the guest room, and the guest room is right next door to my son's room. So I'm always like, damn, if this bed board hit the wall, or I just don't want to be complaining.
I know.
Nobody that's under the age. I just don't want to do that. So it was like stuff like that.
I understand that.
Yeah, when these kids, like when he's not in the house though, it's like I be on a whole different level. And two, my love language is acts of service and gift giving.
Okay.
When his ass around the house, putting up pictures, putting together bookcases and shit, I be looking like, oh yeah, he getting this.
That's it.
That's all it takes.
That's it. I think it's like when you talk that talk, whatever that talk is, whatever that love language is, that will get me in the mood. Like that's that.
Yes,
I'll be ready, but I think a lot of it contributes to me being ready. One, because the last relationship I did have, it was a long distance relationship, so it was already like it would be. And he worked 2 jobs, so it would be a matter of like maybe I hadn't seen him for a month or what. I don't have time to not be ready. I ain't gonna see him much longer, so I have to be ready every time.
You gotta be ready.
Like,
girl, I feel you. I'm in a long distance relationship though, but I just ain't got it in me. I'll be like, okay, well, let me get myself together, because I also don't want him to ever feel like, well, damn, she don't want want me sexually, and that's not the case. It's just that I just be doing all of this other stuff, and by the time I lay down, I be like, give me that body. I'm finna go to sleep. Like, I just want to go to bed. But yeah, so well, okay. So do you think that so long distance relationship? Sarah's been married for quite some time now. Do you think that you can have a great, long-lasting sex life with the same person?
I'll let you start, Sarah. This is your expertise. You married.
She said I got the ring and I still got him.
We'll be married 8 years next year, but I've known him since 2008. And I think it's all about just refreshing things. Like, never stay mundane, never stay happy or satisfied with where you are. And it's not that like you're less than, but you can always switch it up and find new things that you are comfortable with, that your partner also is surprised by. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like what you wear. It could be like what you do, or how you initiate things, or how you turn it around, or how you twist it on them. Now, it's a lot of different things that you can learn now.
Because sometimes you just gotta log on to Pornhub and figure out what the hell. Oh, that's the new thing right now.
There's a lot to learn. There's even Instagram classes now that like will show you, between pole dancing, chair classes. I mean, like,
you guys ever taken pole dancing class?
How to ride? I have.
I have too. I mean, it's harder than it looks, but I was doing my little thing. Okay,
you were doing your thing. It was in you. I
was in there like she was like, I was like, girl, you want me to climb up this pole? Do what now?
That arm strength is so underrated.
I was like, no wonder they're super strong as hell, because
the next day when I was done the next day, I literally felt like I had been at the gym. I couldn't even feel my body. Like, I was walking around so sore. I didn't get to try my moves yet. Did y'all get to try y'all moves in real life?
I want to get a pole.
I'm glad you asked that, because for my bachelorette party, like, I only wanted one gift. I said, can y'all please pitch in and buy me a portable pole so I can have it like in my room? Because I'm taking the classes, like I need the tools after. Yeah. I never got it, so I never did the actual pole. But like, I'll dance like regular.
I'm so goofy. My ass be dancing in fall. I don't know if y'all know the story about how even me and my boyfriend got to like officially together, but I fell and broke my tooth. That's how clumsy I am. So I do not be trying to. I broke my whole tooth. He was like, what the fuck was you doing? I was like so embarrassed. We were arguing at the time, so it was like really weird anyway in the space. And he was like so concerned, like, are you okay? Are you okay? At that point, I just started getting drunk because I couldn't go to the dentist where I did it there. Like, give me 3 Long Islands, extra long.
Oh my God.
The dancing around the house and stuff. I'm always super nervous because of how clumsy I am. I'll be like,
oh my God.
Lord have mercy. But I'll set the mood in other ways, though. Like, obviously, I don't have a pole either, Sarah. I'll have one. I asked for one for multiple birthdays. My friends be looking at me like, bitch, we are not buying you a pole. I do set the mood.
I never even looked it up.
They're like 200.
They're pricey if you're asking one person to purchase it. But like what Sarah did, was she just asked people to pitch in. I would have got you
very fair. Very fair.
Me and Cubana Kiss would have chipped in.
Like, I would have been like, here you go.
Hey,
what you need?
But look though, I'm about to have a 10-year reunion, a 10-year anniversary.
And I'm going to be there. And don't worry about it. Include me in the group text because I'm going to take all the numbers outside and be like, and she said she want to pose. So what is y'all doing?
That's bad.
Yeah. But I set the mood in other ways, like, you know, using like the pole. Instead of using a pole or the dancing, like, you can. So I don't know if y'all have Xfinity there where you can talk to the remote control.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
yeah. So I talk to remote control. I could be like, you know, fireplace, so I can make my TV a fireplace, and like, I'll lay out the massage oils. Like, I'll get sexy for him in that way to make it, you know, to make sure we're always having something sensual. Mm-hmm. But I do agree that you can definitely have a long-lasting sex with a person. Like Sarah said, it's a lot to learn. You don't know everything.
Yeah.
Also, your needs change as you grow older with that person. So I used to be a quick like, oh, okay, cool, you know, get a little of this, get a little of that, I'm done. Now I be like, and you didn't do this time, so what's going on? Like, what's the problem?
Yeah. It's interesting too. You said like there was something I was watching and they were talking, I mean, you know, it's like interviewing Black couples and stuff like that. And they were talking about how like, and they were glowing, okay, like 20-year-olds, but these people were like 50, and they were like, I feel like I'm just at the pinnacle of our sex life in our marriage. I was like, wow. Oh, okay.
You know, they say what? They say like men are like at their peak in their 20s, and then when they hit their 30s, they kind of trickle off a little bit. But women hit their peak in their 30s. I ain't hit my peak yet.
Whatever they were doing, they were glowing. They said they had the time, and they were like upper 40s, 50s, if I recall. Like, I mean, they had gray hair.
Good for them.
Right,
good for them. Right? Like, ain't no Cialis right now. They're good.
Okay. So with that, right? So do y'all think that men be having like unrealistic ass sex expectations? We can start with Rosie.
Unrealistic? No, I think they'd be all right. I'm trying to think though, like, because I know for women our drive goes up and theirs go down. So I'm thinking like, when you say expectations as far as like what, like how many times?
Yeah, I was about to say, what do you mean?
I do think how many times sometimes can be unrealistic. Sometimes, not all the time, but like sometimes it could just be like, bro, nobody's gonna be fucking you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, stop it. But I also think that like men watch a lot of porn and they really expect you to be like, I'm not Pinky, my nigga. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not sure you're not gonna contortionize me. I'm not like, no, whatever.
Okay, well, sometimes I do think maybe it looks easy, certain positions, and I'm like, nigga, I'm not that flexible. So you gotta push my legs back up front because this ain't working out for me. So I think in that way, but I haven't had anything super where I feel like, okay, he's expecting the most, but some positions I'm just like, bruh, I can't do that. Okay, stop.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I've never had something to where it felt like it projected towards me, like, oh, I didn't do my thing. You know what I mean? But I think there are different instances where if they're leading the game or whatever, you're like, oh, okay, so this could be what they're into. You know what I mean? And this is like, I'm just gonna go with the flow here. So sometimes their expectations just come off of satisfying themselves and what feels the best. You know what I mean? But I think that just goes in with like, you have to be in tune with one another to where you understand this is the level of expectation, or this is what I'm willing to, how far I'm willing to go. And, you know, we just gonna be good. Because it's not just about them. You know, it's never just about them. It has to be, if you want euphoric intercourse, it has to be about the two.
Yeah, right. When you get to that point too, where you're in tune with that person, like, you know, okay, like, oh, he ready for me to turn over. Okay, he ready for me. Like, all right, cool. Like, we there. I feel like it does make the sex a little better, and it also kind of just like it makes it easier. Because I feel like there's a lot of pressure put in the beginning of it. Like when you first start having sex with somebody, you be like, okay, was I good? Did he like it?
I know.
And then, you know, I feel like you said,
which I think it contributes to the long-lasting sex like that y'all talking about. Because for me, for the most part, most people operate that way. But the longer you're with somebody, the more comfortable you get. I be like, so you want to try this? Like, niggas like, what? Be shy no more, nigga. Let's go. You know, because now I'm comfortable. At first, I'm all kind of like, okay. Like, nigga, look at what I found. You know, so I think you can learn.
I'm a toy girl though. When it comes to stuff like that, I be like, I went to the store and I got some goodies. I be coming back with all this random ass shit. Folks be like,
you be the influencer.
I be like, we should try this. We need to try that. They said this lube do this and this one do that, and I be like, let's try all of this shit. Like I'm good for all of that stuff. So I like whatever. But I'm also, I won't say that I'm shy, but I'm self-conscious in the beginning of any sexual relationship. Like, I do become, and I'm not a self-conscious person or an insecure woman, but I definitely get to that point where I be like, I don't know. Like,
but they're also new though. You don't know if, you could have popped it on the last nigga. He liked it a certain way, but this guy don't really care for it that way. He likes
that's hard.
So
you like, never had no complaints. Well, I like it like this. So boy, fuck you, because that is so funny. Well, so if you're in a relationship, like if you were in a relationship, or Sarah, in your case, you're married, would you be down for a threesome?
Let me answer this first.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, girl, because I want to hear this.
Yep.
Well, I think, and this is just personal, experience. Obviously, I can't talk for nobody else. I might be born in that department because I just don't. I feel like my marriage is very sacred, and I'm not a sharing person.
Period.
So if you talk about bringing something in that sounds like a coupon, it sounds cheap, it sounds used, it sounds just a whole bunch of things that I personally am not there for. I know that it's fantasized in different places, but you do also have to, I really believe in spirits and getting a hold of certain things and lusting after certain things, even if you partake in it. So I don't mess with that fire. Just me personally. I don't mess with that fire.
Definitely understand that.
What I do though, is there are certain bedroom techniques to where it makes it feel like multiple things are happening.
Okay.
With it being myself. So
you have to send me your notes after the show, cause
I'm a
as well, please.
I'm a 3-trick pony. Sarah is going to be it. The beginning, the alpha. I don't care what you call it. It's me. That's it.
Shit. What about you, Rosie?
A threesome's a solid no for me. I'm selfish and my mind not right, so I already know I can't.
She said my mind not right.
I already know though, I know how I am, and they're like, people that have done it or talk about doing it, it's a matter of I don't obviously to fantasize for the guy and he likes it, but no, you will be fucking her, I have to watch that, or you know. And then there's rules. I know people put rules in place, but my rule is she can't come in the fucking bedroom. There goes
that.
It's too selfish. I can't do it. I've never even thought about it. I've never even entertained it. I've never even lied to a guy to say, hey, maybe we would marry. I would consider it. It's a no. Listen, my future husband, if you watching this, it's a no.
It's a no.
She said it's a no for me, dog. That is so funny. So I am very open in that area. Not like now. Like I feel like I've been with my man for 3 years. Like, bro, ain't nobody coming up in here. Because the moment you suggest the threesome to me, I'm just, in my head, I heard it's over. Like, in my head, I heard you didn't want to, like, I'm not satisfied by you anymore, and it's over. That's all I heard. Like, that's it. It's nothing.
That's basically what you said.
That's what he said. Like, you broke up with me, so come get your shit. It's time for you to go. But I do feel that, like, I don't know, like, if I had been married for 20, 30, whatever, you know, like, long years, and we felt like there was some type of spice missing, I'm not opposed to giving that spice at that time. Okay. I think. Now, you catch me in 20 years and I've been married for 15, I'm still gonna be like, no, like the fuck. But as of right now, that's my stance.
Yeah. Okay, I have a question because I know some people, and I know one other person that I had done a podcast episode on my podcast. She talked about her and her husband being into threesome, but she said she would pick. She's the picker of who gets to come home. Now, you said 20, 30 years. Would that kind of be something like where you would want to pick, or would you be okay to see what judgment he has? And
no, because then that's the issue too. Like, your ass then go on and pick somebody. So now in my head, you already either one, you already fucked her, or you've been wanting to fuck her. So now we got a whole problem. But I've also been the girl who's been approached to be in a threesome, and I had to tell her. I was like, girl, don't put your husband in my bed. Like, what the fuck is going on here? I was like, no. And she's like, I was like, because he won't go home. Like, I'm going to tell you right now. So I'll put him here. Like, I'll tell you what it is. So it's just like, for me, I'm like, I'm good on that or whatever. Like,
stipulations to me. It already sounds like, you know, there's so many different layers in this sandwich ready before we even get to it, to where it's like, okay, am I ready to deal with the repercussions if there are any? You know, like, it could feel good in this moment from what I hear, or sometimes I hear even like horror stories from it. But whatever the story outcome is, you dealing with that after. With
that after. And then also, I've had situations with my friends where they've had threesomes or whatever it is, and just random stuff happens. Shorty end up pregnant, or now they all gotta go get tested, and it's just all kinds of weird stuff. And I'm like, I'm good. Like, that's scary.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
there's a lot of fluid swapping, a lot of things happening. I'm good. Thank you.
Being responsible for your dude getting somebody else pregnant, like,
girl.
because I was trying to be frisky, and now we got a baby to raise. Like, I think not. Like, I'm good. No. I'm so good on that. So, like, now this question a little, you know, extra, but are you guys down for anal?
Lord.
She said Lord. I'm sorry with you, Rosie. Like, Lord.
Am I down for it? It's a no. I've tried it like over like 10 years ago, one time. It's not enjoyable. Like, so for me, I was like, okay, tried it, been there, done that. And throughout the next 10 years up until now, a lot of niggas haven't really pressed for it. I ain't gonna volunteer my booty hole. So I was like, word. So I really haven't been asked, but I like that I haven't been asked. Like, if they ask me, that's a whole different ball game. I'll be like, right now, you don't want to think about it. Like, no, girl. So right now, me and my booty are cool. So.
Rosie. What about you, Sierra?
This one I wouldn't, you know, it's my man.
That's it. She like, that's it, that's all.
It's my man, that's it, that's all. I mean, you know, I have not yet.
I am okay.
And the light comes on.
You're right, the light come on. Well, first of all, am okay with like anal beads.
I've never tried those.
Okay.
Those are very nice.
What's the point?
The same point is
sensation.
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay, okay, the beads. Okay, how do
the
they
beads
get in there? Because I've seen the little spiral looking thing. That's
you put them in there.
You gotta follow the train.
Oh, so you
choo.
How many chuggers? How many?
Chugga.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm down with like anal beads, and even those at times can be uncomfortable if not like done correctly. And people be like, well, how can you do it incorrectly? But like, there's a warm up period for that too. Just like you can't run up in me dry, you can't be running back there dry neither. Like the hell. So like it's some stuff there too. So it's like I'm down for that. But as far as just like anal sex, like, you know, your penis is bigger than anal beads. Like no, bro. Like, like I don't know how I feel quite yet. Like I said, that might change in years. Like I have no idea. But as of right now, I'm good. We can stick with just that portion.
Listen, I'd rather that than a threesome.
That part.
True.
So,
Wait,
part.
let me see. No, okay, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But damn, girl. Okay, as long as they don't ask for no booty hole, I'm fine. So I ain't even gonna speak it into existence right now. It's not. I mean, and people find it enjoyable. I had asked a question once on Twitter about like a I don't know if y'all, I'm sure y'all heard of it, but it was new to me. Deep throat numbing spray.
Yeah, absolutely.
So she said there was an anal spray. I never knew that. So maybe people take different precautions to make it happen.
Do you see my face? I'm like, oh.
I'm like, I ain't never heard of that. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah. And she was like, girl, it works. And I'm like, so maybe people.
So what does it do? It numbs your booty hole?
Yeah. So I guess it's not as painful.
It's an epidural for the booty.
You heard me try to whisper that, so it's okay. I mean, look, there's so many products out there for ease of access. I would not be surprised, and it's probably for the people who are a little apprehensive and they just need certain things to be convinced. So
that's true.
There's that.
The deep throat spray, I can understand. The booty hole spray, I'll be so confused about. Like, I don't understand. Like the whole purpose is to feel it. So why would you want to numb that whole section? I don't understand.
Is it different though? I mean, I thought it was really for the guy.
This for the guy,
which I feel like whatever works. But I got a coochie. I don't know why you. There's a reason why you.
I'm gonna be 100 with you, Rosie, though, because if any nigga ever come to me something, yeah, let me put this in your ass, I'm just gonna automatically assume that we need to have a conversation about what you're really into.
I mean, for real.
Because like, what is going on here?
Like, I have a whole coochie. Like, is there a reason? Like, is it unavailable? Like, why is
why? Yes, why
not applicable today?
Exactly.
But I'm sure some women find it enjoyable. But I mean, I remember the time that I tried, it was not. I'm like, is this nigga done? Because I was all set. Okay.
What so, is it strictly just because of the tightness of it?
I think it's strictly it's just a weird feeling. Granted, like, you know, use lube and all that stuff, but it's just weird. Like, because I'm trying not to make it like nasty, but it's like uncomfortable. You imagine when you have to use the bathroom and it's uncomfortable because it's big. Imagine it not being like, it's an active thing that's happening. You're just like, why are you here? Like, why? Why?
Rosie said it's an exit, not an entrance.
Period. Like, no. And I was, you know, young, and I'm like, let me try it. You know, my boyfriend, but I'm like, nigga, don't do that shit again. So
did it make your booty bigger?
No, my ass still got some work to do, girl. I did only do it one time, so I don't know. Maybe, but it didn't do shit for me, girl.
Done. I am completely finished. Y'all are hilarious. Okay, so speaking of dirtiness, right? So, like, Rosie, what's your dirtiest sexual fantasy?
Can you start with Sarah? I'm gonna see what y'all say. I'm trying to, the dirtiest? I don't know.
So I'm gonna be 100 with y'all. I don't have a dirty sexual fantasy, and because I am experienced, I really don't have any more fantasies.
Define dirty.
I mean, what you consider dirty? What do you consider dirty? Because for me, like I said, I've lived my life, right? Like, I don't have no fantasies at this point in my life. I just want to, be with him.
I don't think it's dirty, but like, I've been in the market for like the door swings.
Oh, definitely want one of those.
That looks fun.
I want the one that hang from the ceiling.
Yeah,
like over the bed.
I have great feelings. I think something like that, like adding, like literally a repertoire of things. I think and that's not dirty per se. It's just we grown, and we have different things that we could use and play. And plus, that would help me like with the stretching and flexibility and bringing me back to my college days. So I think that would be. But I also have never, a place I want to be at is like beach, sunset, Greece, light suggestions, light.
In case you listening, Mr. Watson.
Okay. I don't think that would be dirty either. I mean, one that I've said before, it's a sexual fantasy, and it's not that extravagant, but I still haven't done it. I do want to fuck on a balcony somewhere. I want to be high enough where people can't directly see, but low enough where a couple people might see by accident on purpose.
Yes.
Raggedy balcony, like a bitch want to be in Jamaica or Aruba, somewhere tropical, like when you said the beach. Like, that is a thing for me. It almost happened in Jamaica when I went, but the balcony was mad low. I'm like, nigga, here, we on the first floor, houseway.
Baby.
When you get to the hotel and you voyeur the room, you be searching through the room, okay, I can see this, I can see
here, definitely over there.
like literally where we were, like literally if I look up, there was a balcony right there, and those people were always out on there. I'm like, there's no fantasy. I can't fuck out here.
So that's the thing for me though, fucking potential of getting caught. As long as it ain't my kid, I'll be like, okay, let's see. Let's see what happens. Cause I also I'm into. That's just the thing that I'm into. I'm into oh, you got the remote control to these vibrating ass panties, and don't nobody know I'm wearing them. Stuff like this. That for me is I'm all for all of that shit. Yeah. So for me to be fucking on a balcony and the people upstairs might see, might not see, let's see what happens.
Let's see. A little bit of voyeurism.
Right. You just never know. So y'all, I really appreciate y'all coming on today. Y'all are fun. We should do this one again. We gotta do a part 2 or something. But before we go, I want to give you both the opportunity to plug your merch, plug your businesses. So we'll start with Sarah and Breakfast at 6. Where can they purchase and everything like that?
So they can purchase their handmade goodies and also quick bites. Those are products that are ready to ship same day. At Breakfast at 6, that's breakfast, like the food, at, and then the number 6.com. number6.com. Same for my Instagram. It's breakfast_ATSIX. Please follow me because at the end of this month, and it's just going to be an extension of what we're already doing with Evening 6 and the exploration of sensuality and your ultimate self. So yeah, guys could follow me there and just hit me up. I'm very personable. I love to talk about fit for women, because so many come to me with if they're postpartum or they have something going on like vacation, honeymoon, whatever, stuff like that. I love it all. I just love helping women feel their best with that. So when you see people interact with Breakfast at 6, it's me.
Yes.
Instagram? Did you say Instagram or just a website?
She said both.
I said that.
Oh,
yep.
Okay.
Yep. So the Instagram is breakfast_ATSIX. And then the website is the number 6. So breakfast at number6.com.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
And let's go, Rosie. How can we listen to your bomb ass podcast?
So, all right. Well, my Instagram, which is all I pretty much have for the podcast, so you can find me. I'll be on there all the time. Is _Rosey ROSEY_perspective. Please don't make me spell it. Y'all can Google it if y'all having trouble. You can find me on there, and you can listen to me on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else where you can listen. Anchor, you can listen to me, and that's pretty much it. I don't do visuals. You just catch me on Instagram, and then the platforms that visit the podcast. I am always available for y'all.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so thank y'all so much for coming. Y'all stay tuned because I'll be right back. After a long, busy, tiring workday, there's nothing more important to me than taking a long, hot bath, accompanied with my Green Garden Source vegan, handmade, natural skincare and energy care products. One of my favorites, actually, to have in my bath with my bubbles is my pink coconut bath bomb by Green Garden Source. I just love how it makes my bathroom smell and feel like an island oasis. It makes me really feel like I'm on vacation. I love it. But then when I get out, there is nothing like lathering up with this bomb pineapple shea butter. This shea butter smells so good. You want to feel like you're in an island oasis? Go ahead and check out Green Garden Source on Instagram or on Facebook. You can also get their products at Etsy.com. Just search Green Garden Source. Make sure you tell them Cubana sent you. What's good, y'all? Y'all know what time it is. It's definitely time for that segment, What's in Cubana Kiss's mug? Okay, so today what's in my mug is one of my favorite wineries, Cooper's Hawk. Cooper's Hawk is a winery that also has a subscription service where you pay monthly and then you get a certain amount of bottles depending on what you pay, right? So I am a sweet wine person, even though, as my sister like to say, on this side of 30, things seem to be a little too sweet. So what I love about this particular wine that is in my cup is that it's not too sweet, but sweet enough, and that is the Cooper's Hawk Romance Red. It's a red wine. It's very smooth, very easy to drink, and it's great when chilled or at room temperature. That is what's in Cubana Kiss's mug. All merchandise, including these mugs, are available. Just go to my link tree at Cubana Kiss. What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the 𝒲𝒽𝑒𝓌 Chronicles podcast. Shout out to my girls, Rosie from the Rosey Perspective Podcast. Make sure y'all check her out. And of course, Miss Sarah, or Miss Waston if you're nasty, CEO and founder of Breakfast at 6, lingerie made by a woman for a woman, okay? So make sure you check them out. Thank you to those ladies for coming through and talking about sex. But y'all already know what time it is. It's time for a hot topic. Ow. So let's just jump right into it. We got a lot going on. I don't know if y'all remember last week we talked about Kanye West saying he just wants to earn the rights to his masters. He talked about how it is very important for artists to earn their masters, to buy their masters and to have them. Well, this week on Twitter at Kanye West's house, he tweeted, "I'm giving all good music artists back the 50% share I have of their masters." Big Sean replied to this saying, "Thank you. This would help so much," with the praying hands or the high five, whatever you all call it. But I do think it's very important that we're paying attention to what Kanye West is doing and saying. I know a lot of the times we like to say he off his meds, he crazy, blah, blah, blah. But sometimes the underlying craziness will provide you with some truth and some realness. Artists need to earn their masters. It just is what it is, and that's what it should be. So shout out to Kanye for giving his 50% share up. I'm sure that the artists, including Big Sean and other artists on good music, will appreciate this. Okay. Now in other news, child, Fat Joe has compared Big Sean to Nipsey Hussle. He called him a beautiful soul, And I think that's like, I think that is a big, that's a big compliment, right? To Big Sean to be referred to or put in the same category as Nipsey Hussle. You know, we all miss Nip, and Nip was definitely speaking facts to us, telling us to buy up our neighborhoods, buy the block, telling us to, you know, create our own lanes for us, ensuring that we not only just talked about breaking generational curses, but also establishing generational wealth. And so for Big Sean to definitely be put in that category on the live with Fat Joe and Big Sean, I think that's super dope. Here's what was said right here.
It's very Nipsey Hussle-ish. Rest in peace, Nipsey.
Of course.
Nipsey was on his way up. He was on his way up. Mm-hmm. And so he had to reach what he was going to reach as an artist. He didn't get there. It was bigger for him coming, mm-hmm. right? But as a beautiful person, people love him so much as a beautiful guy. Yeah. Always smiling, always mm-hmm. talking to you, always this. That's why when you see Nipsey passed away, the outpour of love was like unreal, because everybody was like, no, not this guy. He's the nicest guy in the world. He's the mm-hmm. best guy in the world. Always got a smile, talks to everybody, treats them with love. And so we wouldn't let it go. We were like, nah, fuck that. Fuck that. No. We love Nipsey Hussle. We love Nipsey Hussle. And you have that too, Sean. I know what I'm talking about. You got that. How people love you, how people champion you. And it's why? Because you're a great guy. You're a great person. You're a beautiful soul. You're a great guy. You're not out here with the dumb shit.
So yeah, you know, Big Sean been definitely out here doing his thing. His last album, the album that just got released, super fucking dope. So shout out to Big Sean and the D, I guess. Woo! Now, let's talk about G Herbo, okay? So G Herbo typically is in the news for some weird shit, right? Him and his baby mama, what's her name, Arby or whatever. Then he dating Fabulous daughter, and like he always in the news for like, I feel like he's never in the news for super positive things. It's always like super emotional or super ratchet. We don't get the G Herbo that I feel like the Chicago community understands. And so what he has done, which I think is super dope, and I wish I would see more artists and rappers doing this in their communities that they came from. He bought his old school that had been closed down, and he turned it into a community center. Now here in Chicago, we don't have that many community centers. They're few and far between, and we definitely need them here. But he went ahead and opened up his old elementary schools, Overton Elementary here in Chicago. Yes, it's a Chicago-based podcast, so I'm kind of geeked, okay? So it has been closed. That school been closed since 2013. So that's a long time. But he bought the school, and now the school will be turned into a community center. And his plans is to turn it into a multimedia facility. So this is super dope. I'm glad that he's giving the kids something in Chicago. Because they need it. They definitely need something to do, so they cannot get themselves in trouble finding something to do. You feel me? So I think that's dope. So shout out to you, G Herbo. Y'all know that's my low-key song. Y'all know I'm low-key kind of ratchet. Yeah, my name's G Herbo. Hi, nasty girl. But shout out to him. So y'all know Jeannie Mai. Is it Mai or May? Either way it go. Jeannie from The Real and Jeezy are engaged. Now rumors started circulating this week saying that they had already got married. And Jeannie has come and she shut it down. She was like, I am not married. She was like, I'm not sure where y'all got that from. We did not tie the knot. Why y'all saying that? So during the episode of The Real, this is what she had to say.
Day, y'all, so let's not waste any time and get right into girl chat.
Okay, yeah, let's get right into it, Jeannie Mai. You know, the internet went crazy because you put up a post, right? Now, first of all, I want to say you put up a post, and we appreciate that, Jeannie. It was of your backdrop and the behind the scenes of this whole setup.
Yes,
ma'am. Okay, and but you know what? It's what you said that has everybody talking. Because your boo left you a little message, but let me just play it so everybody can see what I saw.
Set up here so we can come to you live from our home studio. But the best part is, look at my good luck charm for today. My note from my beautiful husband. I love him so much.
Jeannie,
where's the lie? I don't see a problem. Guys, first of all,
I need an explanation.
No, there has not been a wedding because you guys would of course know. But second of all, when you say yes, you should already look at that person like your husband. I mean, when I said yes, if I wasn't comfortable calling him my husband, I wouldn't say yes in the first place. And by the
way, so what she said was, keep my name out your mouth. I ain't married. Mind your business. I mean, when she get married, we'll know. You know, they'll announce it when they want to. I don't understand why we're so gung-ho on, you know, getting the scoop before people are ready to. Like pregnancies and marriages, those are sacred things, and people want to tell you when they're ready to tell you. Now, I do want to talk about other events that have happened this week. Breonna Taylor's murder has not received the justice that it has needed to receive. Instead, the officers involved in this shooting were not charged. Only one officer was charged, and he was pretty much charged for shooting into the neighbor's house, not for the murder of Breonna Taylor. What they're saying is that had the boyfriend not shot at when he was startled or awake by whatever was going on in their home, he discharged his gun. And they're pretty much saying that because of his actions, that is why we are where we are now. I think that's a cop-out and a coward-ass move. I do think that's very important that we understand here what is going on. Black women are in danger in America. And I would say the world, but I don't live in other parts of the world. I live in America. And I do know that no matter what I say, no matter how educated I am, no matter how well dressed or how much I conform to a European beauty standard, I will still be looked at as an angry black woman as soon as I open my mouth and disagree with something. I will still be looked at as somebody who is a danger to a white woman when I put her in her place for her being rude to me. Those are still things that are going to happen. And with this Breonna Taylor situation, it just really brought to light how much black women endure and how, as a black society, we have to uplift the black man before we can even be lifted up in the whole sense of making sure that we are cared for as well. I am always praying for Breonna Taylor's family because I can't even imagine feeling. I can't imagine the feeling, and I don't understand how they feel. I can't even say that I have the sympathy because I've never been in this situation. But I do extend my prayers, and I hope that eventually they get some type of peace. I think this was a slap in the face. And it's very unfortunate that this is where we are as a country. After the charges that were not going to be charged to the officers were announced, of course, protests happened all over the United States. Here in Chicago, for sure, very peaceful here in Chicago, but also in Louisville. And with that, 2 officers were actually shot over the jury's decision not to charge the cops involved in their murder. They are okay and are expected to make a recovery. But I also want to know what you feel. Do we need to have a war against the cops, or do we need to have a war against the justice system? And I know people are like, well, they're one and the same. but I don't think so. I feel that one works for the other, and the other one is supposed to work in tune with everything that's going on. And the problem that I have with that is that, you know, our tax-paying dollars pay the police and, you know, the justice system. But the thing that I don't think people completely understand is that you have to go out there and vote. And when you go out there and vote, it can change who's in charge of making the laws that affect us within the justice system. It can change the laws that the cops are following. Because at the end of the day, with these cops involved in the Breonna Taylor situation, unfortunately, it was legal at the time for them to burst into her home unannounced. And that is in itself is an issue. So those are the type of things that we need to be voting for and against. I do want to say that a lot of artists have come out recently with the recent events to speak and react on the Breonna Taylor's case. Kehlani, Rhapsody, Common, Snoop Dogg, and more people have definitely had something to say with Instagram posts and tweets. We are affected across the nation, no matter where you stand in class or money or anything. We all feel for this situation, and we knew, I think in our hearts of hearts, that nothing was going to happen, especially if you watch the news and know that Louisville was preparing for the announcement by barricading their city, by cutting off access to their downtown area, to doing those things. We already knew to mentally prepare for the fact that they were not going to have justice for this young lady's murder. As I said before, I will continue to pray for Breonna Taylor's family, and that her soul has rested in as much peace as she possibly can, knowing what is here and going on. I do want to talk about voting, because I wouldn't be Cubana Kiss if I did not tell you need to get your ass up and get your ass out and vote. Okay? When we have situations like this, it just speaks volumes as to why we need to vote. I completely understand. We're picking between the lesser of two evils, but let's be honest. We're always picking between the lesser of two evils. Okay? Yes, we have to choose between Biden and Kamala Harris, and Trump and that Ku Klux Klan member. I completely understand. I get it. But we have to vote. When you vote, you're not just voting for the presidential election. Yes, that's the major ticket item. But there are other things in your community that you're voting for. The judges, where your money will be allocated. Here in Illinois, we'll be voting on whether or not there will be a tax reform. Those things are important. So you may not feel that your voice matters as far as the bigger picture, but also consider the smaller picture as well. You need to vote. And I won't sit here and give you the speech about how, your grandparents and your great-grandparents fought for you to do that. But they did. And I know mine would beat my ass if they found out I went out there and voting. So I'm going to go vote and try to make an informed vote. Do your research. Know what each party stands for. Just understand exactly where you stand when you're placing your vote. So I do hope that all of my listeners are out there and paying attention to what's going on. Get out there and vote. Okay? So y'all, that's all I got for Hot Topics today. It just is what it is. And so that's that on that, Jack. So if you want to keep up with your girl, make sure you check me out at Cubana Kiss on everything. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. I'm here for you, okay? And if you want to be a guest on the podcast, hit me up at Cubana Kiss. You can DM me on any of those sites, and I'll definitely get back to you and get you booked for the show. Until then, y'all, 𝒲𝒽𝑒𝓌. Mwah.